Live from Sector 7 of Midgar, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grospitz. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're power washing once again, because of course not. Nothing's ever truly clean. We're going to stream Wulong Fallen Dynasty tonight, because I did end up getting it. I had a lot of fun with it. Figured I would buy it. I like Team Ninja's games. But unfortunately, it has some terrible optimization issues. It somehow runs even worse than the demo did. It's impressive. It's fine enough to play. I'm going to be able to struggle through it, but it's not good enough to stream, unfortunately. It's very choppy. But good timing, because we are going to stream Powerwash at some point as well, to check out the new content in this. So just like they added the Lorecroft content like a month ago, tonight they added, or yesterday, they added Final Fantasy VII stuff. This one seems like a pretty easy slam dunk for Squeenix. They own the rights to Powerwash and of course to Final Fantasy, so they didn't have to pay for anything this time. So you get to Powerwash a bunch of stuff from the Final Fantasy VII remake, or remix, or whatever you want to call it, because it's not quite like the original. And we'll talk about that. Powerwash just when I ramble on about some things while we clean stuff. So, once again, we are listening to some music courtesy of Riot Games in the background, because it's streamer safe and pretty good. Everybody likes some good lo-fi beats, so why not? This is Sessions Diana, and it's fine volume-wise. Maybe not. Maybe we'll turn it down a tiny bit more. It's always hard to balance these things out. Anyway, yeah, so let's admire some robots. They look kind of like this. This is the Scorpion something or another? Scorpion Sentinel, I couldn't remember the exact name. So we're in free play mode, because I cleared all of these already. They're quite short. They aren't nearly as long as the Tomb Raider ones. I will say, I'm of two minds of these. On one hand, these assets are very cool. They did a super good job with them. Like, they look great and all that. There's a ton of detail on them. On the other hand, they're a little smaller, and they're almost too detailed. Like, each individual digit of the claws we have to clean, and on the other robot, which we'll see, each individual, like, joint of the fingers requires cleaning, and it's a huge pain. And also, because we're in free play mode, we are missing the best nozzle. For some reason, that is broken in free play for the special content, which is a huge pain. So we're just going to do what we can. We will not actually finish this on free play. We're going to do one of the other ones instead. But I just wanted to demonstrate very briefly. Because the stream title, or the stream thumbnail, is Malignant Bear Admires Robots. And we have to actually admire some robots then. So we'll admire this one. All shiny and chrome. Another cool thing that they did is there's more things you can maneuver and mess with in these, which I thought was pretty cool. Of course, as I cleaned them in the actual story bit, there was people from Shinra, the evil company in Final Fantasy VII that happens to own that massive tower up there, and I guess they own the entirety of Midgar. It was Reese and Heidegger. They were talking to me as I was cleaning their things, and then Tifa talks to you while you're cleaning the bar, and that's the big thing that we'll be cleaning, because that one was more fun and significantly easier. So, but yeah, of course, this is stuff from the Final Fantasy VII remake. I hesitate calling it that, although I'm not sure what other word you would have for it, because it's not a straight remake. They ended up completely, not completely, but seriously changing the story bits and beats and everything, which I was afraid that they would do when they announced who was doing it. It's his name, Nomura, I think? Nomura? The guy who was behind Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. He's the creative director of Final Fantasy VII remake. And just like Kingdom Hearts, the Final Fantasy VII remake is full of all sorts of really convoluted twists and turns and all sorts of weird stuff that I think they were trying to go for rule of cool, but it kind of doesn't work. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about it. Like, they nailed it from a gameplay and graphics and voice acting and everything else, like every other perspective, but you didn't need to change the story. It kind of works on its own already. And, you know, spoilers for a, what is it, like, more than 20-year-old game at this point? But one of the major characters dies. Actually, several of them do. But there's a big death in it. And I won't say who, just in case. But there's some speculation that that'll be one of the big things that has changed, that'll be retconned. Given that they already, you know, showed Sephiroth super early and had you fight him and all that. Yeah. So we'll see what they do with it. JRPGs are fun though. Not ideal for streaming. Some people do stream them, and they can be cool to watch for certain streamers, especially if it's their first time playing through a JRPG. Or with that specific one, I should say, like kind of seeing what they think of it and what they're getting out of it. That can be neat. But a lot of times it's just hours of tedium, so not ideal for streaming. And in Final Fantasy VII, the remake that they put out is just the first section of the game. It's just Midgar. And in the original, that section is less than 10 hours. It's like 5 to 10 hours, if that. And in the remake, it's like 30 or 40. It's just really padded. It's good stuff. They did a fantastic job with it. It was cool seeing some of that fleshed out. But it's a little weird too. Again, it makes me worried about what the rest of the game is going to be like. Especially because some of the stuff outside of Midgar in the original already kind of drags. And if they're going to just pad that to hell, how's that going to be? Although I'm hoping that because they've added Midgar, and that section was interesting in both the original and the remake, and so they padded it out, maybe that means that they'll cut back on some of the other sections. Because it'll be like, oh, you already got a lot of content out of Midgar. So, maybe, hopefully. I can dream. Again, I don't dislike the Final Fantasy VII remake, but just skeptical of it and where they're going to go with it. There's the dirt. So yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to clean the robots without... I mean, we can do it without the fancy nozzle, the triple threat, but it will be significantly harder. Okay, I think we got, yeah. Scanner is no longer filthy. I was gonna say dark, going for the Scanner Darkly reference, but then it doesn't work so well. I guess it was darkened with Grud. Got all these underbelly bolts. How dirty they are. The little story bits is that Shinra was testing these robots, and you know, you gotta clean them. And in the story bits, it is revealed that you are vacationing in Midgar somehow, and you're there right before, like, the day before the events of Final Fantasy VII. As you're cleaning one of the other things, is when the avalanche attacks the first reactor. So like you're cleaning this, which is one of the early bosses of the game, and then you clean something in Shinra's headquarters, and then you get like the messages that that a reactor's been attacked. I wonder what's going on, and then they have you clean the air burster, which we'll see later on. With 40% in only 10 minutes, it's not too bad. So much grime. It's a little harder without the good attachments. So anyway, we did some work on that one, so let's go back to check out this one. Yeah, that's fine. So this one, you are in Shinra's headquarters. This is actually the one they start you with, and you have to clean the hauler and the Hardy Daytona, which is Cloud's bike. So these are the vehicles from the escape scene at the end of the first chapter of the remake, or the first section of the original. So obviously Cloud's motorcycle, the Hardy Daytona, very original, and then the hauler that everybody else is in. I do like that they have art from the original. That's pretty good. They probably could have added a few more different ones, maybe. This also sucked again because like each individual part of the engine was something that you had to clean, and some of them were a little tricky to get to. Again, they did a good job with these assets for sure, but they might have gone a little overboard with labeling the individual parts on them. Some unnecessary precision on this. This one we can probably just do the... But yeah, Cloud's bike, the Hardy Daytona. Nailed it, 10 out of 10. That in there is the piece that I missed the first time I did this. Took me forever to find it. What I would really like Square to do, since they like remaking their old games, is an actual remake of Final Fantasy VI. I think it's the better game. 7 gets all the love and attention because for a lot of people it was like their first Final Fantasy, because it was the 3D one and it got the marketing and Tifa's in it, and you know, and Cloud, all that good stuff. And don't get me wrong, 7 is great. But I think 6 is potentially the better game, or at least it's my personal favorite of them. I would love to see it get a remake with the fancy, what is it, 2.5D or whatever they call it, that they used for like Octopath and stuff. So keep that same kind of style, but in the fancier rendering tech. Although I wouldn't mind a full 3D remake either, that could be good. If they did it right. Okay. So we don't see anything else in the bike that's lighting up when I hit tab. Or no? I can't tell. No, I got it. Okay. Oop, there we go. Okay. I saw something else that was lit up for a second there. plate. Always do this where we check. Oh, we got the entire bike. Okay, that's good. Down to the hauler. They acknowledged in the little story bit here with the text messages that Reese was sending you of in the actual game when they're escaping from Shinra at the end, somehow the hauler is able to keep up with Cloud's motorcycle, and they make light of that, of like, oh, the hauler has a much more serious engine under its hood than you could imagine. It can for sure keep up with the Hardy Daytona. So I guess they're aware of how ridiculous that is. This thing's not even that dirty. Also, why is it on display if it was that dirty? What? You think you would have picked one that was like fresh off the line or something? I am glad though that remakes of these games exist. Especially of early 3D games. A lot of them have aged very poorly. Early 3D is sometimes hard to look at. To say nothing of all sorts of like control issues and stuff. Because that was before modern kind of camera ideals and all that. So even though I'm not crazy about some of the changes that they have made, I think it's good that they have remade it. So I am totally mad though that if they're gonna retcon deaths that Jessie still died. Top tier waifu. And actually interested in Cloud. But no. Had to save what's his face instead. I can't even think of his name. They're just complete throwaways in the original, but they gave them more personality in this and then still decided to kill at least one of them off. Spoilers, I guess. Again, it's a 20-year-old game, and in the original, that's the first couple hours is some of the other members of Avalanche die, so it sort of sets the plot in motion, though. I think that's the important thing of, like, especially if they avoid the big death, that has major ramifications for the plot. But who knows? There we go. Okay. This is so dirty. Seriously, why would you pick this to display? Look how dirty our trucks can get. I guess some people might actually be interested in that. Degenerates. Stuff like in the door there, and it's not cleaning. Don't think I don't see that. There we go. Awful. Okay. I think, what is it, Final Fantasy, are we in 16 now? Are we up to 16? I think that's coming out at some point, isn't it? Pretty soon. I still never played 15. Because I heard it was so I never played it. I think I'm pretty sure I own it. Might even own multiple versions of it, because of course they put out multiple versions of it. But, you know, it's on the backlog. I have so much time for several 100-hour JRPGs. I don't think it's that long. It better not be that. At least you don't have to play, you know, all of them to get the story there. I do like that they're separate. Just like Dragon Quest. Boy, I wish Square would remember that that series exists. I mean, they kind of do every now and then. Mostly with, like, weird spin-offs and horrible ports of, like, old versions of the games. And then they wonder why they never sell. There's times when I wonder if, like, Square just doesn't like money or something. Or they're, like, confused about how to get it. Although I did see that their current CEO is stepping down. He was the guy who was real hard on for all the, like, NFTs and stuff, so... Although supposedly the new one, the heir apparent, is also of that. So... I don't know. I'd be fine with them not doing that, and instead having good games. Let's see. Oh, it's the wheel. I was like, there's something big back here that's not clean. Okay. So the rear license plate. Alright. The rear wheel mount. Well, there we go. Clean. Just as Sephiroth intended. Just the model somehow. It's not. It got like pointed down. Every now and then it does that. Okay, so we saw the Sentinel. We didn't finish it. We did that. Check out the Airbuster. Again, just very briefly, but then we'll do the other ones. It's this one, the individual fingers and everything. Like, oh yeah, they look pretty clean from here. They're not even close. This one also has a bunch more little compartments and things to clean up. It's cool though, for sure. Again, they nailed it. These are some high quality models. But I have to wonder about... It's, you know, 2 giant robots, 2 vehicles, and then you get a model of Midgar, and then the bar, and that's it. I would have rather they did one of the robots, or just taken out the vehicles, and then done the honeybee or something. That would have been better. So two actual locations. So the vehicle jobs they're kind of nothing. But yeah, even inside here you can see there's, you know, both sides of the hands, and we cannot move these arms, they're just here. Where's the chest plate? Gotta get that. There's a lot more moving pieces and parts, though, in these vehicles. I will give them that. They did a really cool job with that. So that's something you have to consider the whole time you're doing this. It's like a little gnat buzzing around somehow. I didn't think it was that time of year yet, but I guess it is. Had the windows open for a little bit today. Just get some fresh air, which is probably a mistake. Clean. That's all the stuff on the back. And then, let's see here. Thankfully they give you scaffolding because you need it. I do like that all the parts are, named after, like, the moves that they have in combat. Yeah, this is the depth charge launcher and everything. It's cool, for sure. I am curious what other properties and things that they will add to Powerwash. I hope they do more. Like, they had to pay money for Tomb Raider, which we joked about last time. This, obviously, they did for free because Square Enix just owns this. But I have to imagine that there would be some devs who would just allow their properties to be used in this game for free. Just for the exposure, or just for kind of the silly factor of it, This game's relatively popular too. I can see a situation where, devs at other studios, or even just IP holders, are like, yeah, I want to power wash the thing that I created. Let's do it. At least I hope they do that. That would be good. I don't think there's gnomes in these levels like there usually are. I didn't see any. I guess they kind of figured that the secret was, you getting to do this whole thing anyways. Wander around real quick, see what else is here. Anything cool? Oop. What was that? Oh, okay. I forgot that you can move the scaffolding from 1,000,000 miles away. Don't have enough ups to go up there. Yeah, no gnomes, no secrets here. Just this giant robot. Alright. Let's go back, though. The Mako Energy exhibit. Check this one out real quick, because this one was also very tedious to clean. It didn't take super long, but it's like you're kind of seeing the same thing the whole time. It's the model of Midgar. It's Sector 3, Sector 4, Sector 5, 6, and of course 7. Better clean the plate for Sector 7. It seems like it might be important. Just for some bizarre reason. Make this plate nice and shiny. I guess it's Sector 2 out here, isn't it? Sector... Wait, what? But the labeling's off. That doesn't make any sense. 5. Just 7. That's weird. Okay, well this is the plate that we need to clean. This is the important one here for Sector 7. There's the outskirts. A lot of the game takes place there. Well, a lot of the remake takes place there. If you don't get the joke about why I'm cleaning the plate specifically, then you should play Final Fantasy VII. It's a good game. It's nice and clean. They just covered this stuff in dirt, though. I think the excuse for this, from what I remember, is one of the lab experiments got loose and was taken down by security here and exploded, and this is the bio residue from it, which is gross. Okay, so there's Sector 7. Clean. Must be clean. Speaking of remakes, a couple weeks ago, the Dead Space remake came out, and we're gonna stream it, just not now. I didn't buy it yet, even though I love that game. It's one of my favorite survival horror games. I guess it's action horror more so, but I'm gonna wait to get it later in the year, and that'll be for October. I was very interested in it, and they did a good job with it from what I saw, for sure. But I'm just in no rush to play a remake of a game that's not that old. It had aged pretty well anyways, and frankly, it's a very short game. I don't have any problem with paying, full price for shorter games. I've talked about that before. Like, you shouldn't base your purchases on, or your entertainment purchases on just sheer hours. It should be more value of those hours. But still, it's value that I've already gotten in the past several times, so I figured that money would be better spent on other things. We have enough other games in the backlog too, so. But yeah, we have to do this cleaning for every single one of the plates, so you can see why we're not gonna do this whole level again. You can get a feel for what it looks like. But yeah, it's just the scale model of Midgar, complete with Shinra Tower and everything. And again, each individual piece of the tower is its own part that's labeled, and you gotta clean. And again, 10 out of 10 job on these models for sure, but they might have gone a little overboard in terms of what you had to do to get them clean and labeling them and everything. Well, this is free content, so I'll give them that. Just the ultimate pro tip is just stand up here and do this. We still have the 15-degree nozzle? Okay. The triple nozzle is the best because it's 3 high pressure streams in a very short area, so it ends up being like a 20-degree arc, or give or take, but way more pressure than this. So it's the best one to use for sure. Because the higher radius you have, you lose some pressure. So for cleaning quick dirt, you can do quick spurts like that. It doesn't matter. Like we can do this, and it's going to clean surface dirt very quickly and easily. But then once you get to anything that's stuck on, you want smaller radius. God, that's satisfying, though. Look at that. Wish I could clean in real life this easily. Car is filthy. Only on the outside, though. Squeaky clean inside. So that's easy enough to deal with. But, in the winter especially, you know, whatever. I live in a location with snow. Don't dox me now. I know some streamers are really paranoid about that. Like, they won't even mention anything about the weather. It's like, they're gonna narrow it down to, like, yeah, if you're saying, like, oh, you know, a tornado ripped through my town today, like, yeah, okay, somebody can check that pretty quick. But, you know, I live somewhere where it snows. It does that a lot of places. But anyway, that leaves a lot of gunk out there, so cars are filthy in the winter. Yeah, you can see even the sections that look clean, they're not. Our arc is too wide. Totally get dizzy just spinning around this thing too. Clean all these towers. So you have the lights and everything. Spotlights. Midgar is pretty iconic for how little time you spent here in the original game. Again, relatively speaking. Is there a gnome in this level? Probably not. There's like nothing else in this room. Clean these reactors a little bit more just for the meme. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. 69% clean. Nice, we did it. Oh boy. Whoa, MLG strats. So we have to finish with 7th Heaven. So this is when Tifa actually talks to you. The bar in Sector 7 where they all live. Oh, I was gonna say, did I not hit confirm? So this one is, I think, especially funny because it became iconic now in the remake. Because you spend a decent amount of time here. This is like your hub for the first part of the remake. But in the original, you spend... It's probably less than like 15 minutes in the bar, if even that. So for it to be a big thing now is kind of funny. So we need to clean this area first, just so I can get the ladder up and off the floor. Because you don't really need it too much. But we need a place to put it so that we're not having to clean around it. The story here is that Don something or another, I want to say Corleone, but I'm pretty sure that's just Godfather, isn't it? But the Don's men have wrecked the bar, and Tifa doesn't have time to deal with it because this is right before they're going to destroy one of the reactors. Oh, we switched nozzles for a second. Should switch extensions, though. Get a little bit more oomph on this. It would have been also cool to see a level of the church. That would have been good. Again, instead of vehicles, I think locations are more interesting. But that's just me. Could have had you clean the Italian Senate. That would have been really funny, too. If you don't get that one, probably for the best. Tifa knows all about the Italian Senate. It was one of my favorite stupid news stories. I still can't believe that. Although I guess they could add that level if they ever do a Genshin Impact crossover too. Oh boy. Alright, so now that part is clean and out of the way, we can... I guess we do need the ladder a little bit to clean these upper edges. Again, they really put dirt everywhere in here. But they did a super good job with this level, and that was why I wanted to make this the main thing we do. Just kind of check out the others briefly, and then do this entire one. This one doesn't take too long either, which is good. What we're going to do, though, to make this smart, we're going to clean to this first girder and kind of set ourselves up a boundary here. Sector this off a little bit better. Lean. Should put on some heavy metal while I do this or something, otherwise it's a little too cathartic. Again, for real-life cleaning, I've mentioned this before, you always want to start top and work your way down so the dirt kind of rolls down and it makes sense. You wouldn't want to clean the floor and then when you start washing the ceiling, then crap's falling back on the floor. That's not good. Pipes too. The lights here. So much stuff to clean. We'll get to all of it eventually. So I said we didn't stream Dead Space. That was a big stream game for lots of people last month. The other one, obviously, was Hogwarts Legacy. And I mentioned before that I wasn't going to stream it, partly because I wasn't super interested in it, and partly because I didn't want to support J.K. Rowling. But that brings up a good point in terms of, like, I saw quite a few streamers getting harassed because they were playing it, which I think is a little ridiculous. I'm all for people not supporting things that they don't believe in, like creators that they don't believe in and all that stuff. You know, if you dislike Harry Potter because of J.K. Rowling, that's totally valid. But there's still plenty of people who do like Harry Potter, and it's not because they agree with J.K. Rowling or anything, and people shouldn't harass them for that. I think that's just spreading hate, you know? That's not a good look. Why did it change? Like, yes, if you disagree with, you know, someone's positions on something, absolutely you shouldn't. You know, that's your right to not support them. But you shouldn't harass other people who are still interested in them, especially when it's like entertainment stuff. You know, there's lots of people have all sorts of skeletons in their closet in terms of things that they have said or done. And, you know, some are more out there than others, obviously, but... Yeah, liking something that someone has created does not mean that you agree with that person by any means. That's my spiel on that. Again, we will not be streaming that game. I will not be playing it or buying it, but I also will not be hating on anyone who does. That's just not a cool thing, I think. And even within like the VTubing community, Pikami, one of the original like English-speaking VTubers from Bombs, she was on break, came back early in February, attempted to stream it, and got completely harassed, went on another break, came back, and is now graduating and leaving VTubing. And she and her company have said that she was planning on graduating pretty soon anyways, but I'm sure that played a major role in that decision, and the timing of it and everything, and definitely adds kind of a sour air to it all. Again, I don't think that her intention was to be disrespectful in playing that game, just that she genuinely likes Harry Potter. But anyway, that's my piece on that. Because that's kind of the big news right now in VTubing, is that one of the originals is leaving. So, and who knows, she might reappear as something else. But that does happen sometimes. Sometimes when VTubers graduate, as they call it, they do end up, you know, popping up again as another personality, sometimes for another company or something, or just in another role. You know, they might become a manager then, or talent scout or something. But there's some pretty prominent examples of it for sure. You know, so the real obvious ones that people know about, that you're still, you know, it's like an open secret. You're not supposed to talk about it, but everybody knows. So we will not mention it, but again, everybody knows what I'm referencing. So who knows? She might also do that. Oh, the ladder. I was like, what am I doing? Floating. This thing sucks to clean. So we don't have a really good angle on it. I think last time when I did this off stream, I just cleaned it like enough on the bottom side that it ended up counting for the top as well. Oop. We can get on top of the pinball machine. Maybe? There we go. Okay. Makes this a little easier. I suppose we could use the ladder too. That's the casual answer. Wish you could play the pinball machines. That would have been excellent. How does something even get this dirty? I say that every time we play this, like it's just filthy. How did it get this way? This is your business. Is there no health inspectors in Midgar? It's a bar. Well, I guess maybe they just don't allow health inspectors in Sector 7. They probably kick them out. Avalanche is kind of a terrorist organization, after all. So, that might be the answer there. Should never have been in here. There we go. Counted it. How is the... Oh, no, I did get the ceiling beam. Okay, I was really confused there. I was like, there's nothing on that. These lights are a pain. It's even inside the light. How? Got that ceiling, that's good. Struggled with these last time when I did this off stream as well. These barrels were just an absolute pain to get. The barrels and boxes and stuff. Because they put dirt on the back side of them that you can't actually really get to. Guess we got it then. Maybe not. Is it the skirting for the entire wall? Or is it just in sections? No, it's the entire wall. Okay. I was gonna say, there's nothing down there. There's no way. Alright, much better. Do some sick parkour to get up here and clean this. Thought just occurred to me. Okay. Couldn't remember if I set the music to loop or not. It's not gonna take... It shouldn't take that long, but just in case. I like that this is also, like, Avalanche's, you know, secret hideout, and it's this, like, really obvious elevator here. That leads to their lair. Cordon off this next section, get it cleaned. Some of the dirt we're cleaning is labeled as mold, which implies that this is not like a... This didn't just pop up overnight. Says a lot about the environment that Barrett chooses to raise his child and terrorist organization in. wall late. Okay. Actually, we'll get these first because they're kind of a pain too. They'll even let us. There we go. So we got... Hit that one already? We did. So that one needs clean too. There's one more over here, back in the bar area. We'll get a full good look at the level once everything's actually cleaned, because it's just filthy and just incomprehensible right now, like my rambling. Okay, we'll clean off the TV so we get this little view of Shinra there. So obviously you might have noticed there's some other props in here. We'll get to those later. Oh, we somehow got that entire wall. Huh. Alright, top down. Take your own advice, JD. You gotta do this. Oof, gross. The Shinra building might be soulless, but there's no mold in it. Just saying. Still crap on those lights, too. Should get all of them. Oop. We had a lot of force behind that jump. Wow. That one, no, we did not. Yeah, we got that one. Start getting the section of the floor too. This first area is pretty much done. Up to the first divider in the wall here. Not a lot of seating in this bar. I guess plenty of floor space, so you could have lots of standing room. But so we get out of this light, we still need to finish. Table. Yeah, there's no way there's a health department here. We haven't even looked at the kitchen yet. Gross. Poor Marlene has to live like this. You know, Barrett's trying his best, but, you know. If I ever let something I own get this filthy, I would just move. Just abandon it. Sell it. It's in somebody else's hands. Table. Okay. So this entire area is the customer floor, it's called, as opposed to the staff area. Missed a spot. Progress picture for this one's fun. Because, yeah, this is just disgusting. Ooh, the jam box. Can't just Fonzie it and make it clean instantly. If you don't know what that means. No, I do wish they would let you play the pinball machines. That would have been a really nice feature. I get why they didn't, but, you know. Be a lot cooler if you did. Music bops. Should probably get a drink. Oh my goodness, that's so much better. Just hit me, I was very thirsty. For pizza. No, I mean, yeah, you go for some pizza. Volcano bombs. Old school pinball machines are cool. It's always nice to see them around still. A lot of neat ones out there, and they still make new ones too. I've seen some like current ones, and they're still just as cool. I guess because there's not a real like alternative to it, if that makes sense. It's something you need, kind of that tactile feel to make work. The stubby gun, so we don't get caught up on ourselves. There we go. Keeping it. Is that everything there? Okay, yeah. Clean some things we didn't even see. Let me get this because we have to clean it from multiple angles, so we'll get it while we're here. There we go. So where's the divide here? There we go. Right there. It's hard to tell, but this thing was weird to clean, too. Little shelf for for your dirties, but... So again, they put dirt up under it that you can't really get to. Okay. We persevered. Alright, so we'll do a little bit more of the floor here. So we're not tracking dirt around, you know? I would unironically like to see a realism mode for this, where you had to, like, manage your connection to water and you could track dirt around and stuff. Like, not a full-time thing, but like something you could toggle on and off, I think would be good. Or maybe just like 1 or 2 maps of that. So anyway, now that we have some of the bar clean, obviously we've seen the pinball tables and some of the neon signs and the jukebox and all that. I like that they have a picture of the bar in the bar, that's good. That's what you want. And it's not even like there's anybody in it. Like, sometimes bars have pictures of the bar with the regulars and all that, or famous people. But no, this is just an empty photo of this exact same room. But there's some props around here, of course. So we have Barrett's Gatling gun and Cloud's sword. So, highly appropriate. And Barrett's gun, at least, is pretty easy to clean. Can't believe he just left it sitting out, though. That's a little... Supposed to, you know, have good maintenance of firearms like that, Barrett. Have a child. Although I kind of get the feeling that Tifa does most of the work as, like, foster / surrogate motherly figure. It's always kind of the impression I got. Barrett is for sure a good and caring father, but Tifa definitely has some motherly aspects to her. Especially in the remake, they cover that a little bit more. She talks a lot more about Marlene and is much more caring about her. Which is good. I'm glad that they fleshed some of that stuff out, but again, there was other stuff that they didn't need to change or update. Clean. Why is it not clean? Nurgle could have had a beer in here. Papa bless. Okay. So we got the pipes, we got most of the ceiling. It's making noises like I'm switching nozzles, but I'm not. Music was really intense. I had to double check what was going on there. Haven't listened to this one in a while. Chocobo racing. Hope Squeenix gets back on track, though, because right now there are things that aren't Final Fantasy are not doing so hot. And even that, I mean, Final Fantasy is always going to print money, as is, like, you know, other remakes and things that they're pumping out. But they seem a little creatively bankrupt on the new stuff. And the new things that they have tried have not sold well. Or at least not well comparatively. Investors in shambles. Was there dirt up there? I thought I cleaned that already. My God. Seriously, just... instead of, you know, destroying Shinra reactors, maybe you should have hired somebody sooner to do this. Goodness. Might not be so mad at the world if you weren't breathing in so much mold. Could have had some better ideas that didn't result in lots of people dying. Spoilers for a 20-plus-year-old game. Right, so... almost done with the customer side of the bar. Get to the staff area, the kitchen, and the actual bar. Strategically trying to avoid the Buster Sword. We'll save that for the very end. It'll be the last thing we clean. Hopefully. I'm sure we'll forget something else. Toilet door. They don't even have us clean in there. They just... that's just a war zone. They've given up on that. The rest of the bar looks like this. I would totally watch Chocobo racing in real life. Be cool. Especially if it had that music, too. Guess we're gonna have to kind of clean part of it to get the bar, aren't we? Did you let it get so dirty? Cloud, you're a terrible soldier. I should have screamed soldier because it's in all caps. But that's how you know it's special. I always did think that was silly, but you can't just say that, oh, Cloud was in the army. Cloud was in soldier! Like, oh, okay. Surely in the future past of another planet or whatever, they've maybe have better names for things. I don't know. Yo, are we standing on the light bulb? Oh my God. These skills. Who needs ladders? Just parkour off hanging light bulbs. Clean the TV. They put dirt underneath the TV and you can't actually get to it. That took me forever to clean the first time. Same thing with here. There's dirt behind this barrel and you can't get to it. You just have to kind of get lucky and hope that some water will eventually hit it. Clean off the other light bulbs before we parkour over to them. Stool is still filthy. Right. I don't want to get the Buster Sword itself, I want to get around it. There we go. Leave that filthy for Cloud. That's how he likes it, I bet. Okay. It's weird that those are the only two weapons they thought to put here. They could have had, I guess, Jesse's, or not Jesse's, Tifa's boxing gloves. Well, you could just throw those in the washer, you know. Okay. They should do Resident Evil levels in this. That would be cool. Cleaning up Raccoon City. That might be a little too much for this game, though. There's like some biological matter in some of these levels, in some of the Final Fantasy ones, and it's, you know, bits of the creatures that Shinra is working on. But for Resident Evil, you couldn't have, you know, colorful, you know, oh, it's science experiment goop. Like, no, it's just like blood and brains. Pretty sure this game is rated E. Oh my god, they have some of my art on this fridge. How'd they get that? What? I have to go check and make sure it's still on mine. Hopefully they just copied it and didn't steal it. They better not have stolen it. I will lawyer up, Squeenix, don't think I won't. My skills are for my eyes only. There's dirt under the fridge. You can't get a good enough angle to get to it. So again, we just have to kind of hope that it'll... On the side as well. Just like, yeah, it's sort of getting it. Oop. We actually might have gotten it. Okay. They must not do a lot of volume of food, because there's no way this is the only fridge you would have if you were like a full-service restaurant. Some dirt under the TV and in it. Thankfully, electronics are not impacted by water at all. Never have been. Total myth. Here, sort of. Like, these are doable, but it's, again, they didn't have to be quite this particular with where the dirt is. I would love to see a balanced patch for this where it's, you know, take away some of this garbage so that it's slightly easier to clean. Like, there's dirt on the back side of the radio, and we can't... I don't have an angle to get to the back side of the radio. Or the TV. Just the water thankfully got it, but... Game's too hard. 0 out of 10. Too much water. Oop. What's that? We got the radio. Okay. In the barrel. Okay, okay. So it looks like the bar is just the entire thing. It doesn't stop at the corner there and have multiple sections. Although the bar top is separate. There we go. I was gonna say, we must have missed something pretty big. We did. Oh, the part that's behind the Buster Sword, huh? Okay. We had to do it. Oop. Clean that without even trying. See what their menu is. Is the text so screwed up? Eggs and chips. Oh my god. What a deal. Okay, so they have coffee, tea, hot chocolate, iced coffee, iced tea, orange juice, apple juice. There's a daily plate, daily salad, spaghetti with meat sauce. Everything's crossed out though. Steak, hamburger, potato, sandwich. Why is sandwich and potato so much more than hamburger? And for dessert, they have a ton of desserts. Ice cream, chocolate cake, lemon cake, cheesecake, scones, my favorite, pancakes, muffins, and donuts. Lemon cake would also be good too. Lemon scones are the best. Lemon blueberry, actually. If we want to get really specific. That's the flavor combo right there. I think lemon blueberry is to fruit flavors what chocolate and peanut butter is to general sweets, you know, if that makes sense. There we go, got that thing. All right. Eggs and chips. I didn't see either one of those things actually on the menu, though. Wait a minute. Or pizza. Hold up. False advertising. I think what other cool levels would be. Clean the Bebop and all the ships from Cowboy Bebop. Those would be cool. From the original though, not the remake. People joke about Netflix canceling shows all the time. I was fine with them canceling that one. I suspect Netflix is probably not too long for this world, though, once they implement that password sharing thing. I think they're gambling and losing on that. Especially because they don't have too much good content anymore, between all the other streaming services that have popped up, and the fact that most Netflix originals anymore are either trash or you don't know if they're actually going to be continued. They're really shooting themselves in the foot. There's still some good stuff on there for sure, but I think it'll be a maybe not a quick death, but I think it'll be a pretty sad one once they implement that rule worldwide. I think right now it's in a couple countries, but they keep talking about implementing it more places where you can't share passwords. Oh, there was crap on the menu that I was supposed to clean. That was why I couldn't see what was on the menu. Oops. That would make sense. Not just that they stopped serving daily plate. Although with the size of that fridge, they would probably run out almost immediately, every single day. The daily plate is just like 3 things. Sure use a lot of electricity in here for people who hate the power company, huh? Hypocrites. Just throwing it out there, you know? I mean, I guess they don't have an alternative. That's kind of one of the things that they're fighting for, but still ironic. I thought I heard voices. I couldn't tell if that was in the music or in the game, though. I didn't notice that before. Huh. Either that or I'm just losing it. That's possible too. Why not? Whatever. We had a good run. Maybe. I'm pretty sure it was in game though, because it was when I got close to this door and it kind of sounded like Barrett. So that would be a nice Easter egg. They have to know, though, that most people playing this are playing it with the sound pretty much muted and listening to something else. There is actually a music slider in-game. I don't know that the game has any music other than what's in the credits. If there is, I've never heard it. See, there's dirt behind these boxes, and just have to kind of hope that we got it. Much better. This kitchen's filthy. There's no way I would eat anything out of here. Not that they have a whole lot, but, you know. That. Step stool seems like kind of pointless. This counter's already very low to the ground. There's nothing high up that you would need. Unless they're putting Marlene to work. I can't remember if they do. They probably do. Too busy disturbing the peace to run their bar. There's so much crap down here. I could buy that the customer area was like completely trashed by patrons, but this is all you. You cannot blame this on, like, oh, we had a rowdy crowd last night. What were they doing back here? I mean, I guess they can't call the police if it gets out of hand again, because they're kind of wanted terrorists, but, you know. They're all skilled fighters. Surely he could have kicked them out. Literally. Oop. Can I get over there? No. Darn. Might have to borrow... Yeah. Put this back over here because we don't need it anymore. Running out of stuff to clean. We might try to stream Wulong Fallen Dynasty next week. Maybe it'll get like a patch in the coming days to fix some of those performance issues. That was the other thing I was going to talk about. I totally lost track of the topics. I'm getting really tired of games that are coming out on PC and have just horrendous performance, but they have FSR and DLSS. I don't know if I've talked about that before. I might have, because it really bothers me. But I was nervous about that with those technologies from the start, that devs would use them as a crutch to get around actually optimizing their games. And lo and behold, it has happened. Like Atomic Heart, and I think even Hogwarts Legacy had and encouraged DLSS and FSR. Like, those were supposed to be technologies to help cheat getting to 4K, because that's not a realistic thing right now. They should not have been used to make your game stable at 1080p. Like, that's just ridiculous. I'm sorry, but if your game cannot run at 60 FPS and 1080p on modern hardware, you have major problems as a developer. Like, yeah, if, you know, on a 10,000 series, or maybe even like a 2060, if it can't hit that, okay, whatever. That's, you know, turn some settings down or what have you. But there's people saying that, like, some of the games coming out are struggling on like 40, 80s and things, which is pretty ridiculous. How do we miss that? Okay, so we need the microwave. I didn't even see that. Oh no, it's over here. But yeah, more and more I wait for games to get, you know, reviews and stuff to talk about performance on PC. Which neon signs did I miss? Eggs and chips. And the pizza one? The games one? Well, we did it. Seventh Heaven as it appears in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Or remix, I guess. I don't... Is it still a remake when you change the story so drastically? I guess? I don't know. I don't know if that's really a proper term for it. But yeah, we've cleaned the bar completely. One last thing. Seems appropriate. could parkour on it too. Maybe. There's dirt on the other side of it, isn't there? That we can't get to. It looks pretty clean to me. You know? Oop, there it is. Job's done. Let's watch this time lapse. Gonna be a good one. Actually, we'll take another peek around first. More chocobo stuff. Should have let us wash a chocobo. Probably not with the power washer. That would be animal cruelty, but just like a garden hose mode, you know. Today's menu: soft drinks, Spraker's Soda Star, coffee drinks, milk coconut, snack enjoy, special day drink. What about that menu? Which one's the real one? I'm still devastated that there is no eggs and chips. There's not even chips. False advertising, Tifa. Also, there's nothing outside. The void. Weird. Well, check the time lapse. Nice. Then a note from Cloud. Hey, Tifa told me I have to make sure you did your job. Not bad. Done a lot of cleaning as a merc. You're the real deal. See, you washed my sword too. Alright, we're done with the small talk. Got more important things to do. Bye. So, in the progression of doing this in story mode, you do this one first, then the Sentinel, then Seventh Heaven, then the Mako Energy Exhibit, and then while you're cleaning that, they attack the first reactor, destroy the Sentinel, and then you have to clean the Airburster so that it can fight them later. So, but yeah, Final Fantasy VII in Powerwash. What a world. What a future we live in. Can Powerwash iconic video game locations. It's neat. I like it. This was one of my games of the year last year for very good reason. Can't wait to see what they do with it next. But we will end it there, because that was all we wanted to do. Get some cleaning out of the way. Some nice, relaxing Friday evening cleaning. What a way to start off the weekend. Anyways, I certainly enjoyed this, and whether you were here live or you happen to watch this VOD later on down the road, I hope you enjoyed it too. And until next time, have a good one.